Why do all smartphones the same? Why do they feel the same? They look the same? And what differentiates them between one and another? Well, I'm glad you asked, because in this video, we're gonna answer that question. Why do all phones feel the same? And if you're curious and you wanna know why, stay tuned. What's going on, guys? This is Amgad. And when I say, oh, a smartphone, you realize the first thing that comes into your mind is that, oh, it's a rectangular device that has cameras, that can take photos, you can make phone calls with, you can use social media, you can do all of that stuff on it. But I want you to tell me and maybe think during this video, what differentiates an iPhone and an Android phone? Android phones are pretty much all phones except iPhones. All Android phones use one operating system, which is Android, and then all iPhones use an operating system called iOS. So what differentiates these two between one another? They all can open Instagram, they all can open Facebook, they all can watch videos on YouTube, they all can do pretty much the same thing. But the main difference between these phones are the user experience and the cameras, in my opinion. Because you can't have two smartphones that can take the same picture. Because every company has their own way of processing the best quality of an image possible. We can see that with Samsung, with Apple, with Huawei, with Xiaomi, with the samples of pictures we see coming out of these phones. When it comes to video, it's a totally different story. Each company pretty much, it's actually not a different story. Every company pretty much does the same thing. They all have their own mindset of, oh, we're gonna over-process that video so we can make it look better. Well, some other people don't like videos, that are over-sharpened on their skin, or maybe some other people wanna have a natural look on their video. So maybe some other people want to have a vibrant, good-looking video. So it depends on the customer. But we all can agree, hands down, that all phones can pretty much do the basic stuff that we do in our day-to-day lives. So as I said before, we have reached the peak of this kind of a form factor, the rectangular form factor. We can't really do much of the improvements when it comes to design, for example. Nowadays, all phones come with a glass in the front, glass in the back, and some sort of a metal rail across the device. Whether it could be aluminum, it could be stainless steel, it could be anything. But all phones pretty much, and I'm talking top tier phones, I'm talking flagships, they all are made as a glass sandwich with a metal frame on the sides. That's pretty much it. We can't innovate more in that. The only improvements that we can do, that the manufacturers can do, is improving the camera quality, improving the battery life, maybe improving the performance gradually, because it's not the difference. For example, the difference between the A15 Bionic and the A16 Bionic is not that big of a deal at all. And I can prove that by saying that Apple actually, we all saw that Apple used the same A15 chip, last year's chip, on their current iPhone 14, the regular iPhone 14 model, which proves my point is that performance from a year to year doesn't really change much, doesn't really improve much. Nowadays, it's all about software. It's all about the cameras. It's all about optimization. It's all about the software side of things, not the hardware, because when it comes to hardware, we've really done pretty much everything when it comes to hardware. And when we reach the peak of that hardware scenario, like on the phones, stuff like that, we move to another form factor. And these other form factors are foldables. As you guys know, now we have foldable phones, now we have flip phones, now we got all sorts of different form factors. And that is exciting to me, because now we don't have the boring rectangular shape of a smartphone right here. We don't have a sandwich, a glass sandwich. We don't have that anymore. Now we got foldables. Now you can fold your phone in half. Now you can unfold it and have a tablet or an iPad at the same time. How cool is that? And these gadgets are very expensive because they're in their early stages, and companies are just trying to make them better and better. And that excites me even more, because companies have moved from that boring aspect ratios, from that boring rectangular shape, and now we're having some creative stuff. And that's pretty much the only difference between a Galaxy S22 Ultra, for example, and an iPhone 14 Pro Max. It's the camera and the operating system that they use, pretty much. Both phones are pretty good at their performance. Both phones have top tier, display quality. Both phones are made with some good glass, some good quality glass and metal. Both phones are very similar. The only two differences are in the camera and the software experience. That's it. Both phones can open apps. Both phones can watch YouTube. Both phones can take good quality of their pictures, regardless of how does each phone perform and react with different types of scenarios. But both phones will take pretty much a good video and a good picture quality. So we as consumers, we don't really lose anything, because if we go to this side or this side, we're having a good product. We're having good phone for our money. But if you're one of those people who are bored, just like me, who are bored and are like, hey, I'm bored of these rectangular devices that they all look the same, maybe you can check out foldables. Now you can buy a Z Flip, for example, for $1,000 or maybe even less than that if you get a better deal, which is pretty good. That's actually pretty good to me, because now the cool folding tech will move to other groups of people who want to experience that folding experience, but they don't have much money to spend on their next device or stuff like that. Or if you have the money and you're willing to spend more, you can get a tablet and a phone form factor at the same time. If you fold your phone, it would be a tablet, and if you unfold it, it will come back as a phone, if you have the money to do so. So it pretty much opened other doors. It opened other doors for creativity. Now Oppo has some sort of a prototype of a phone that can fold, I believe, 8 times. That's crazy. And they actually can do it, because 10 years ago, guess what? 10 years ago, if we had the idea of creating, hey, you know what? We're going to create a folding smartphones. Now we have them in our hands. 10 years ago, this would have not been possible. And I'm glad that tech improves, and I'm glad that we move forward with innovations and stuff like that. And it makes me that much excited. And I hope it makes you guys excited as well. And that was it for me in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a solid like. Also subscribe and make sure you hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of my new videos. And follow me on social media. All the links are going to be in the description down below. And make sure you guys leave your comments, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I read every single comment. And I'm I'd be very happy when you guys leave a comment or leave a like. It makes me so much happy. Thank you guys for supporting me and supporting the channel. It truly means a lot to me. And make sure if you have any questions or any concerns, or if you want me to make a specific video about a specific topic, leave that in the comments below and I'm going to reply to you. Thank you guys for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one.